Hey everybody, welcome back to another War of the Visions video. Today we're going to be talking about crafting because boy is it convoluted. I'm going to make my +5 platinum mace for Ildira on camera and then we're going to discuss it afterwards. So this is kind of going to be a guide on how to make +5 equipment if you haven't done that before, and it's also going to be just a demo of how long it takes when you see the whole thing on camera. Now I am going to speed up parts of the crafting so you don't have to watch it all. But we'll kind of examine it as a whole because, geez, it took a while to do. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with how crafting actually works. So in this game you can use recipes to turn them into items, and again we're using the platinum mace as an example here. And several things are going to happen when you make a piece of equipment in War of the Visions. So the first thing is you're going to get one of these different types. So the platinum mace, when you craft one, it has the chance of becoming a vital, an assault, or a magic type, and the stats change depending on what type you have here. And then once you combine two types, which we'll talk about in a second, you can choose from the types that you have what the new weapon will be. So for example, if I combine an assault mace with a magic mace, I can then choose for the next version to be magic. So in this video I'm trying to go for a magic type platinum mace, and I'm trying to +5 it. So you can see here in this list that we've got the platinum mace regular and then all the way +1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a +5 mace has the passive magic attack 15, whereas the platinum mace with nothing has no passive, and then that magic attack, it varies depending on what plus you get it to. But the plus also means that you're going to have increased stack growth. So you can see that I've got on the magic version here, it can get up to 184 magic. But that's the max amount it can grow when you level it up to max. But it's not always going to get that high. The chances of it going up are random, but there's a better chance of you increasing stats on +5 equipment compared to a +1 equipment or a +2 equipment. So the higher you plus a piece of equipment, the better chance you have for stat growth. So there is really a lot of reasons to do it. And obviously this right here, the magic attack 15, that's the biggest reason. And if you're not going for the passive, then it's not always as important to +5 something, but just keep in mind that the higher plus that you can get will result in a better chance of maxing out all these different stats that you see on the screen here. So we're going to get into our specific example now, and the first thing we're going to do is to make our platinum mace +5 is, well, we've got to use up all these recipes. We're going to make 32 platinum maces. So the idea here is that we're going to make 32 platinum maces, and then those will combine into 16 +1 maces. Those 16 +1s will combine into 8 +2 maces, and then 8 +2 maces into 4 +3 maces. The +3s go into 2 +4 maces, and you combine your +4 maces into a +5 mace, and then you level that one up. So that's the process. That's how crafting works, and I'm going to show you every single step of the way. So I just played that at 800 times speed, but the process took about 5 minutes and we still have a long way to go. So the next step is to craft the 16 +1 maces, and we don't have to do any leveling for that. So it should be a little bit faster. So at this point, I'm just gonna let the video roll and you can see the text descriptions for what we're doing at each step of crafting the +5, and then we'll get together at the end to level up the +5 together. All right, so it's time to make the +5, so we can go ahead and get into our crafting area. And here we go, Platinum Mace +5. All systems go, and it's a magic. Otherwise, I would pull my hair out and cry. So now that we've got this, we need to start working on it. And one thing that people do sometimes is they use these hammers, you only get 10, to raise certain stats ahead of time. So for example, if we were to max out the accuracy, then since that stat can't change, the other stats would have a higher chance of changing. So some people max out HP, some people max out other low stats, and then they level the weapon up, and that allows them to actually try to get higher stats. And the other way is to save all of your 10 hammers for the very end to fix any mistakes that you have. So otherwise, we're just trusting RNG. We are going to do this now with all the seals that we can. So we're going to use magic seals, and we'll use attack and HP seals. And what we'll try to do is try to get some stats maxed here. So that's 9 of each. Hopefully those stats will go up, and boom. So we've got some stats here. That's good. Everything got increased. So we're gonna awaken, and we're just gonna keep going. This is it. And this could be a heart-wrenching time if your stats aren't going up. It can be really quite scary. But hopefully we'll just keep getting some good luck here. Okay. Magic, I'd like to see increase a little more if possible, but it's really hard to max this mace specifically. So we'll just keep doing the same best we can. And if anybody out there has different advice for crafting, I am by no means a crafting master. I have done I've done some crafting. I've definitely made some other +5s, but I definitely haven't made it like a lot. And we can see attack's almost maxed now, which is really great. So I'm sure that there is a procedure for doing this more slowly to be like really fine tune the RNG. So for example, if we just wanted to go 2 levels up at a time or something and like try to get this attack up without using all the seals, that's definitely one way to go. I'm just gonna YOLO and just kind of huck this in and see how it turns out. Okay, so we have maxed some stats here. We're good on the, was it the evade now? I can't even remember. And our attacks maxed. We only have the final 10 levels though. So here we go. And we're gonna see where we can get to here. So we'll do, for seals, we'll do accuracy, HP, and accuracy. There we go. And we'll see if we can get some change here. So we ended up maxing HP. We ended up getting magic to 142, which is pretty sweet. So at this point, we can use our hammers. And what I could do is I could go 30 at magic right there. And then I lose some accuracy. So the thing with accuracy is that I'd have to use 4 hammers and then therefore lose 12 magic. So what's more important, 12 magic or the 30, or sorry, 12 magic or 4 accuracy? I'm going to go with the magic, and then I'm going to use accuracy stuff with her, so I'll be able to use something like the Alexandrite ring to get some accuracy, and that will help her out. So we'll just go ahead and we're going to roll with that, and go ahead and smith. And there you have it. We've got a pretty freaking good platinum mace. So I'm definitely pretty happy with it. I mean, the accuracy is not ideal, but I will be using the Alexandrite ring with her, so I mean, it's all right. So in the end, this cost me quite a bit. Over 2,000 adamantite, over 1,000 mace books, the 63 recipes, unidentifiable sap, the ogre bristles, the void crystal. It's a lot of farming, and if I don't get the stats that I want, I have to use hammers, and then I need to re-level using adamantite and seals, and all that kind of stuff. So it really does take a lot to make a good +5 piece of equipment, and it's definitely not something you should do rushed. You should definitely plan it out and think about it, and if you need help, you go to Reddit and you ask questions, because there's a lot of really solid advice givers there. So I hope this was useful to see the whole process laid out in case you're new to the game, and then otherwise that's a wrap. One last thing. The actual time it took to click all of the buttons to make a +5 was over 25 minutes. So that's over 25 minutes of pushing buttons and crafting pieces of material. So the quality of life to speed this whole process up can't come soon enough.